I'm Libby, and today we're going to be talking about standard form in biology. So standard form is a way of making it easier to write very big and very small numbers. N, the power of 10, tells us the number of places to move the decimal point. So for example, if we were to find the number 3.7 times 10 to the power of 3, which is in standard form, in its normal formation, we move the decimal point 3 spaces to the right because it's to the power 3. So 3.7, we move it 1 decimal place to become 37, 2 decimal places to become 370, and 3 decimal places to become 3,700. Now, if the example is using a power with a minus number, so for example 5.3 times 10 to the minus 2, then we move the decimal point 2 spaces to the left instead of the right. So 5.3 becomes 0.053, as the decimal place has been moved 2 spaces to the left. If we want to add or subtract numbers in standard form, we first write the numbers in a non-standard form. We then add or subtract the numbers. We then change back to standard form. So with 5.3 times 10 to the 6 plus 5.3 times 10 to the 6, we first convert these two numbers into non-standard form. As it's 10 to the power of 6, we're moving the decimal place, as we know from our previous slide, to the right by 6 spaces. So it becomes 5,300,000. And then the other number also becomes 5,300,000. If we add these together, we get 10,600,000, which we then convert to standard form to 1.06 times 10 to the 7. So, multiplying numbers in standard form is slightly different. First of all, we multiply the leading numbers, then we add the powers, and then we change into the correct format. So, for example, 3 times 10 to the power of 6 times 3 times 10 to the power of 4. First of all, we multiply the leading numbers. So these are 3 and 3, as the leading numbers are the non-standard form numbers. 3 times 3 is 9, and that's the first part of the answer. Then we add the powers. So in this case, it's 10 to the power of 6 and 10 to the power of 4, and 6 plus 4 is 10. So the overall answer would be 9 times 10 to the power of 10. So dividing the numbers. To divide numbers in standard form, we divide the leading numbers, and then we subtract the powers as opposed to adding. We then change into the correct format as before. So for example, 6 times 10 to the power of 7 divided by 2 times 10 to the power of 3. We first divide the leading numbers, 6 and 2, which become 3, and we then subtract the powers. So 10 to the power of 7 and 10 to the power of 3. 7 divided by minus 3 is 4. So the overall answer is 3 times 10 to the power of 4. Now, being able to compare numbers which are written in standard form is a useful skill. So for example, here we have 7.24 times 10 to the power of minus 7 and 3.18 times 10 to the minus 5. We know here that 3.18 times 10 to the minus 5 is a larger number, because 10 to the minus 5 means that the decimal place is only being moved to the left by 5 places, whereas in this case it's being moved to the left by 7 places. Okay, so then here we have 4 times 10 to the 4 and 4 times 10 to the 2. We know that the larger value must be 4 times 10 to the 4, as we were moving the decimal place to the right by 4 places as opposed to 2. And here we know that 6.452 times 10 to the minus 2 versus 6.452 times 10 to the 2, the 10 to the 2 will be a larger number, as again the decimal place is being moved to the right. So if we were to convert 3 times 10 to the minus 3 from standard form into a normal number, it's to the power of a minus number. So we're looking to move the decimal place to the left by 3 places. 3 by 1 place would become 0.3, by 2 places 0.03, and by 3 places 0.003. Okay, so when we're converting between different measurements, you would be using standard form. The prefixes, e.g. kilo or centi of kilometre and centimetre, above show the magnitude or size of a value or a number. They can be put different types of units. Here, we're using the unit for distance. So for example, kilometre is a distance, 1 centimetre is a distance, and 1 millimetre, and micrometre and nanometre are all distances. So prefixes before units show the magnitude of a number. For example, in kilometre, the prefix is kilo and means 1,000. If something was 100 kilometres away, this is the same as writing 100,000 metres, as 1 kilometre is 1,000 metres and 100 kilometres is 100,000 metres. So there are roughly 37 trillion cells in an adult human's body. Which of these numbers are greater than 37 trillion? 37 billion, 37,000, 37 million, or 38 trillion? So we know that 37 billion is a smaller number than trillion. 37,000 is also smaller, and so is 37 million. So the answer must be 38 trillion. So to convert 5.1 times 10 to the minus 5 to its longer format, we are moving the decimal point to the left by 5 positions. So it's becoming 0.00051 or 0.05. 2.4 times 10 to the 2, we're moving the decimal point by 2 places to the right. So it's becoming 240 to 240. And the larger distances, 1 metre is larger than 1 centimetre, 1 millimetre is larger than 1 nanometre, and 1 centimetre is larger than 1 micrometre. Okay, great, so that's all for the standard form.